it's me, Renee. I'm back. And today, as you see from the title, I've done what I supposed to say warned you, it wasn't a warning, what I teased. I've created a new tag, a new book tag. It's in honor of my 3 year on booktube. Technically, I started my first video on the 28th of August, so it's a few days late, but it's the same week, so yeah. Life happened, so here I am. Sorry. So, as you can see from the title, this is named after uh, the Eurovision in the Norwegian version, Melodi Grand Prix, and that's kind of because I have special memories to it. It was created 20 years ago this year. So the first one was out in 2002 when I was 10. I have to think of a minute, but yeah, I was 10 then. And so I watched it very much the first few years, and then after a while I kind of lost interest because, when you're like 20, do you watch that stuff? Well, I suppose you can, but yeah, I kind of lost interest after a while. But still, it was very fun to watch this year's and to watch the anniversary edition when all the winners sang, and it was very fun. And it was also felt like, oh, that song and that song and that song isn't there. And then I remembered a lot of the songs that I love weren't winners. So yeah, sadly that happened. So I decided to do a book tag based on some songs from Melodi Grand Prix Junior or Eurovision Junior. Sorry. From the songs that I really care about. So some are songs that won and some didn't. So it's not just the winners, it's just a mix of songs. And I suppose, yeah, technically I could have gone with a few more songs, but yeah, I ended up getting like 10 songs, so quite a few prompts here. And of course, I'm gonna link the songs in the description. They are all in Norwegian, so it probably won't be that interesting. But then also, songs and music is a universal language, so maybe you'll like it. So yeah, moment. Yes. Um. So yeah. Yeah. Can gone quite into like the tag. I'm not quite sure if I want to talk more about my channel and stuff, but like I do kind of stuff every year, like when it's an anniversary. So talking about how fun it's to be on BookTube and talk about a lot about that. I don't know. I don't think you kind of know from the fact that I'm still here on BookTube and I don't have like 500 subscribers, which is like a lot of people have after 3 years. I don't. But and I don't have maybe all the views and all the comments, but I still really enjoy being here, and I don't know, I really enjoy making videos for you guys. And my philosophy is kind of like, I don't know if this video is gonna get lots of videos, lots of views today, but maybe it will be but like if I put it up today, I'm thinking, and it doesn't get any views today, maybe it gets lots of views in a week or in a year, and then when person X watches the video and it changes their day, they get a much better day, or they get a recommendation for a good book or whatever. That's kind of my goal. So like, I don't really need people to watch me now, but like, as long as I'm not like I need people to watch me in general, but like, because when you make stuff for the internet, it's kind of fun and nice to be somewhat noticed. But I do have like some booktube friends that I communicate with now and then. So I do know like some of them I watch and comment now and then. And it's not always also like, it's not like I comment on all the videos that I see. It's not like I watch YouTube videos all the time either. Nowadays there's so many videos, there's so much booktube, so much content, and there's only so many hours in the day. And I don't know, I think a lot of people are kind of modern in a way. On YouTube they work and then they watch YouTube. Me, I work, I watch YouTube, I also watch TV, I watch movies, I read books. So because I do all that stuff, like, yeah, don't only just watch YouTube, I don't have time to watch all the stuff they want the same minute it comes out. So yeah, um, that's kind of how it is really. But yeah, anyway, let's get to the tag, shall we? So the first prompt is sang or melody, because in the Eurovision Song Contest or Melodi Grand Prix Junior, you know what? I'm just gonna say MGP Junior, and you'll have to deal with it. But in MGP Junior, the rules are you have to write the song, so the lyrics will also make the melody yourself. So like in the Eurovision Song Contest for adults, a lot of people, like it's often when they have collaborations where Sally sings and Matt writes the song and Andrew writes the lyrics. But in the Eurovision Song Contest for kids, MGP Junior, the participants have to do it all themselves. Of course, like if they get chosen to become a finalist, they might get some help to make it a bit better, to polish the song, but it's still their work. So yeah, here I simply want to choose a book where the author has several roles. So it could be the author has written a book and maybe self-published it, so they also have edited it, or it could be a book where the author has written it. Maybe it's a book where it's what again, blackout. It's an anthology where uh, like the one person is an editor, but the editor has also written a story to the anthology, what have you. And give me a little moment. A Royal Crush by Meg Cabot. So Meg Cabot writes the story, but she also illustrates the story. So front cover as well as during the book, there's there's pictures here and there in the book, and those are made by Meg Cabot herself. So yeah, I kind of went a bit close there. Sorry, maybe a bit too close. Sorry. Yeah, so that's the first prompt. And then Oro Yaskabena, which is, I would say, maybe one of the few songs from MGP Junior, which has kind of become a hit, like a long time hit for like the whole of the population, not just kids. It's a kind of punk rock song, and the title Oro Yaskabena is in Sami, which is the Norwegian indigenous people. Well, they have several languages, but it's from one of the Sami languages. And yeah, so here I wanted to choose a book with a minority. I suppose I could go with like choose a book with an indigenous person, but I haven't read that many of them myself. I suppose there are probably more out there than I am aware of, but still, I would think like I think you kind of there should be more in general. But yeah, to make it not that difficult, a book with a minority. Here I'm going to go with The Cursed Carnival, and again I'm doing that. I'm gonna do that. The Cursed Carnival and Other Calamities. So here you have, I suppose in a way it's not minorities because a lot of these are like people like from Mexico and stuff, but like they're like Mexican Americans. So in that way they're minorities because sadly that's how it is. Um, so yeah, it's Mexican American. It's let me check out like stories. There are, it doesn't say, but like yeah, it's different minorities in this one. So yeah, sorry. And the next prompt is Two Small Cottage, which was the first. No, sorry, it wasn't the first winners. Yeah, sorry, that was the first winners. One of those two 11-year-olds who rapped, and that was just so fun and charming, but also quite interesting because they rapped about flirting and kind of kissing and rubbing backs. So I think they kind of were like very much influenced by Eminem. Well, I suppose in a way, when you look back at it, it's a bit too much for like 11-year-olds. So the prompt here is talk about a book where the characters do something they shouldn't, which I suppose now I think about isn't that kind of most books, because if you do something you shouldn't, then there's conflict, and most books need conflict. But anyway, that's the prompt. I'm going for Hanu and Issues Guide to Fake Dating. So in this one, give me a moment. Hani Khan, she pretends she pretends. She sticks with some friends that she has from school, but it's a toxic friendship. So I would say like she shouldn't really have contact with them, but she does it out of habit, I suppose. So yeah. Then we have blah blah blah. Tusen Tanker, which is this year's winner. Sorry, it was one singer. And for Tusen Tanker, it's Norwegian for 1,000 thoughts. So here I wanted to choose a book that makes you think. Again, I suppose most books, at least in my head, should make you think. But like, yeah, uh, what's the word again? Interpret this how deeply you want. If you want to do a non-fiction book or a book that changed your life or just a book that made you think a bit, yeah, go for it. Here I'm gonna go with Fire by Kristen Cashore. So this is the second book in the Grisling series. Used to be a trilogy, now it's a long series. Yeah, this book is, I suppose it's kind of similar to the first one, where it's like the main character is ostracized. She's kind of looked down upon. People, yeah, she's very much an underdog. She's kind of thought of as a monster because she is a monster, because of how she was like the creature she is. But her behaviors are nice. So like, what makes a monster? Is it what they are, or what they do, or what they think? So it makes you think about like those kinds of philosophical ideas, really. And then we have Sommer og skolefri, a book with summer vibes. Here, Open Road Summer by Emery Lord. This I haven't read it in quite a few years, but yeah, it takes place during the summer. There's a road trip. There's what's the word again? There's romance. There's a romance, summer fling, and yeah, I'd say definitely summer vibes. At least also to the cover. So yeah, summer vibes to it. There, yeah, Aldri mer, which is a song that didn't win. Sorry. A series you used to love, but you have DNF'd. So here I'm gonna go with this series, Demon Princess. Not because I love it anymore, I would say per se, more because okay, so it started. This was published like 2011, 10, around then, and I picked up this. I think this is the first book, and then there's the second book, and then it was meant to be a long series. Well, I mean, it is a long series because it's now being published again, republished, and the fourth book and third book is coming out. But there was such a big gap between now and then. I'm kind of thinking like I don't really think I'll be really in the mood or like in the age mentality for this book anymore. I feel like it feels a bit like more geared towards 13-year-olds than 30-year-olds. So yeah, I don't really think I'll be reading more of this really. So yeah, this series. Sorry. Then we have Stiffy, which also is also a book from a song from the first year. And this is it's it's also an 11-year-old who rapped, and he rapped about smoking and drinking, and I mean, I suppose in the moment it's kind of fun, but when you look back at it, it's kind of like 11-year-old rapping out drinking. I mean, I'm not really sure this is appropriate. So here I wanted to choose a book that's kind of very much a book of its time. That I suppose you don't really need to like. I suppose you don't need to choose a book that's very much of its time, but like it has elements that kind of wouldn't work today. Here I'm gonna go with sadly one of my favorites, but I'm gonna go with also yeah The Mediator. Actually, I'm gonna go with the first two books. So anyhow, okay, so you didn't know it's being adapted. But my character says that it's being a bit changed. I suppose all the adaptations are changed stuff. But yeah, because when it was written in its time. Of course, you can't write something in the future. But like some parts of the first book is kind of iffy today. Like the mental health aspects to it, it's kind of eh. And then they use the R word in the second book. I think also in the first book, and it's kind of like, well, you shouldn't really use that word. So like they use some words in the later books, or yeah, also in the first book that aren't really used today. So that's saying like it's mostly that I can't think of in that moment. But yeah, so there's some elements to this series that kind of don't work today. But still, it's still very much a favorite of mine. In case you didn't know, I love this series so much. Still, so excited for the movie that's coming to Netflix. Hopefully, we'll get some news soon. Then we have, yeah, Before I'm So Sura, which is a which is a song all about like why people go around being in a bad mood or just being mean and angry. I mean, go around having a good. Why not go around and be happy and not go around just being mad? Like, I mean, just being grumpy. Why are you grumpy? I suppose, yeah. Why are you grumpy? It's more like a better translation, really. So here's simply an overrated book. Often for me this is kind of difficult because overrated books like I don't really use my headspace to think about books that I don't like. Like if I don't like it, I just kind of ignore it and just think of other books that I want to think about. But after a while I thought like, you know what? Yeah, I do know what answer for this one. Though I suppose people who watch my channel probably will agree with me, or maybe they haven't heard of it. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Lucinda Riley's whole series because yeah, I honestly I don't understand. I do not understand why she's such a bestseller. I read two of her books, and like people say that her books are so exciting. There's so much mystery, and there's so much good characters, and I'm like, no. To me, the characters just felt so flat, and the mystery like it was the plot moved forward so slowly, and it was just yeah. I don't understand what the appeal of it is at all. I don't understand it. It's a mystery to me. It's a mystery to me. So yeah. Then we have Teite Foreldre, which one of my favorite songs from the first year. And yeah, it's all about like how parents can be idiots but also nice sometimes. And here, choose a book with good family relations. I suppose I didn't specify that. I suppose like all the girls say like this can be found family if you want that. But yeah, a family relation could be found or biological. That's up to you. The Manners family in the Geek Girl series, Harriet Manners. I just started listening to a short story in this universe, and yeah, I just love this family so much. The way it is kind of interesting how Harriet talks about her stepmom as stepmom Annabelle, even though Harriet in this book she's 13, and she mentions in like early in the series that her stepmom and her dad has been married for 11 years, so they would have been married for most of her life, and her mom like died a long time ago. I don't remember if it wasn't childbirth. I think maybe it was cancer. Anyway, she's dead. She doesn't remember her mom because she died so long ago. Like, why would she call her stepmom stepmom? Wouldn't she call her mom? I feel like that sounds, it's a bit weird, really. So, I don't know. Maybe Annabelle wasn't ready to be called mom in the early times, and then she just likes to become called stepmom or Annabelle. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. And yeah, that's today's original book tag. MGP Junior book tag. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you actually tomorrow because I plan for fun with you then. And yeah, I hope you have a nice week so far, and today, a day. Have a nice day, evening, whatever. And I'll, yeah, also, yeah, you know what? I want to tag people. I want to tag people specifically. I'm going to tag Annalisa Ely because, yeah, you're nice. Sounds basic, but yeah, I just, yeah, think you're so nice. And I'm going to tag Nikki's books. She has a lot of tags that she hasn't done yet, but yeah, I'm going to tag her. And then I'm going to tag, yeah, and then I'm going to tag whoever wants to do it. So if you watch this and you want to do it, tag you're it. And bye.